Guys, so I thought that I'll start this series of videos. One, because most of the times when we're working on something, um, and we're stuck somewhere, we go to YouTube and we kind of look for something, and there will be somebody very talented, amazing data scientist, and kind of explaining the concept in a very complicated way. But what I figured out that most of the times we don't need that. What we do need is one simple trick and technique to kind of let us know that okay, so take this code and just go and use it. And that's what I'm focusing on, small snippets of videos, but the code, but it gives you the code that I'm using almost on a daily basis, on multiple times a day. So I'll start off with that. So for example, today's task is that I've got a couple of spreadsheets that I want to import as a data frame. So for example, what we need to do is we need to read through all of these files, get all the data, and make it as a data frame so we can kind of read that. So what you would need is you would need three libraries, to be honest. You would need numpy as np, you would need pandas as pd, and the library to read all these files is called glob. Yeah, so if you run that, you have that. So basically this code is written already here. I'm just trying to explain it to you. So what you need to do is, like, first you need to create an empty data frame. So for example, all data is equal to pd dot data frame, and that should be it. Then what you need to do is you need to go through each of the file within the folder. So for example, for I in glob.glob, and what you need to do is, like, you need to give the extension of the files that you want to read. So if you're familiar with Python, static means read all the files with the xlsx command, and that's very simple with your CSV files as well. So for example, you can write CSV and it will come here. You can write JSON files, but it depends what kind of files you're reading. I'm mostly reading CSV files or Excel files, so that's why I'm using this one. So your data frame will be pd dot read underscore Excel, and that will be I. So for each file, basically you're using the pandas command to read Excel file. And what you need to do after that, that your all underscore data, which we used here, will be equal to all underscore data dot append data frame, and ignore underscore, let's ignore the index for now, is equal to true. Yeah, so what it will give you is it's saying that this function is deprecated, but yeah, leave it for now. Your all data is now basically a combination of all of these files. So it has read all of three files and it kind of combined them in one data frame. But you see what is happening. The first row is not treated as a header row, so that's what we can figure out very easily. And then if you, the another challenge is, okay, let's deal with this one first. Yeah, so if we say that, for example, you're, excuse me, and so you would say that data frames first row, so whenever you're reading a spreadsheet, your first row should be your your header row. So we need to take that from the data frame. So what we'll say is, for example, your new underscore header is equal to this. So that will give you a list of basically list of all the items in a row in the data frame. And then we say our df will be equal to df, but starting from the first row and all of those rows. So we are saying your data frame will ignore the first row, and your data frame dot columns will be equal to the new header that we have just defined over there. So now your first row will be your column names, and your data frame will start from the basically second row. In Python, the first row is starts from 0 and the second row is 1. So that's what we're doing, and then you append all the files. Once you do that, your all underscore data is basically there are no repeats on in the title, so first row is basically considered like that. But now we have another problem. So we have a date column here, and most of the times you will have the date in your data frame, and if you see it, Python is treating it as string, and that will make your life horrible if your date is being read as a string object. So what we need to do is, before that, we also need to change the date column is equal to pd dot to underscore datetime, and then we say df dot date. So basically what it is doing, it is changing the format of the date. So my date is in a pretty standard format, so that's why I'm not talking about formats right now. But what you can do is you can use format here, and then you can kind of do that. There are tons of people, as I said, who can tell you all about formats and everything. If you're stuck there, I hope that you can make a way out of that, because getting stuck with different date formats is very tricky. So why is it giving me that? So yeah, let's try running this. And I got an error PD. Oh yes, because I didn't do the square brackets. So yeah, so what I'm basically saying is that date column of the data frame, just convert it into the datetime object. And now if I run that and I said that all underscore data dot d types, now I should have a datetime 64 numpy series. And that's about it, guys. You can literally use this small piece of code to read the spreadsheets in CSV or Excel file or JSON file, and you can make it as a separate class, and just kind of import it and kind of read it from there. So that's about it. Do let me know if you want to know about anything else, and I can cover that in my subsequent videos. Take care, and if you like this video, please subscribe. Bye.